This is Reflections in Black, and I'm your host, Raven Cook.
So let's talk a little bit about Reflections in Black.
Sure, yeah.
How'd that get started?
Okay, so Reflections in Black actually started, I did a lecture at a space called the Artist Laboratory Theater. It was a space where we talked about music and just art and just kind of connected the dots. And I then got on a radio show called The Vinyl Hour with the host Lee Wood, and it was just fun and fresh and cool. Lee approached me about doing a weekly segment called Reflections in Black, just to ensure that we were able to get more inclusivity, get more connectedness, and really tell the story of an incredible people.
You said that you had some really influential Black history teachers.
Yes.
Can you remember like a time where you learned something that just blew your mind?
My first teacher, his name was Pastor Hegwood, and he talked a lot about Black history, but not through the lens of oppression, and I think that's something that I have adopted as an educator. He made sure that we understood Black history through the lens of liberation. So he was constantly striving to tell the stories not through the systems that oppressed, like we couldn't drink at this water fountain or that water fountain, but he would talk about it like the individual fought this system, like he empowered the people, and I think that was really beautiful. I met Martin Luther King III when I was in third grade. I've actually met quite a few civil rights pioneers, the Little Rock Nine, the Freedom Riders, the living Freedom Riders I met in college, and they actually trained me in activism. So that was like those moments really were powerful.
What would you say is your inspiration? Why do you feel driven to do something like this?
It's really important to me that people at this time, when the world is so chaotic and there are so many negative things happening, that people understand their power, their inherent power. And I think that history, it's a powerful tool insofar as showing people, individuals who did something, even though they weren't, necessarily history making, right? They didn't see themselves as icons, but they were really just trying to speak out against systems of injustice, and they became light to a dark world. And I think we all have a responsibility to be light in a dark world. So any way I can help people find their light and find people in their the thing that they're passionate about, a historical figure and the thing they're passionate about, to kind of draw courage to do what they want to do, that's what we'll do. And
where would you say you find, we talked a lot about finding light from others, where do you find your light?
I actually, part of it is through my faith, so that really has guided me and anchored me, but Black women are incredible in African American history, and we don't really talk about them as much. So women like, of course, Harriet Tubman, both her faith and her work in abolition was really important, but also more contemporary people like Stacey Abrams. I think she's incredible. Also, Ayanna Pressley. I think Representative Pressley is incredible. But also in civil rights history, women like Septima Clark, who is an organizer, Ella Baker. So many Black women. I think Black women really, and professors I've had at U of A, just being a Black woman, I think that's where I find my power.
One of the things that I really love about your program is how you feature a lot of Arkansas history as well.
Yes.
How do you learn about that? How do you find out about all these different stories?
Well, I used to work for the state of Arkansas at the State African American History Museum. It's called Mosaic Templars Cultural Center. So I used to work as an educator in Little Rock. After college, I was kind of trying to find my way in politics and activism, and my late uncle suggested that I work at the state's African American History Museum and kind of put my passion to something that paid the bills. And I got a job there, and there was just this wealth of pioneering spirit in Arkansas that I don't think people knew about. We're so busy focusing on the larger narrative of Black history that we don't realize a lot of the powerful things happening right here in Arkansas. So I really wanted to try to bring some of those figures to light if possible.
Hey, are you subscribed yet? You better do so in order to never miss a segment. Click below and subscribe today.